Okay, so I am live by the looks of it. Took me a while to realise. Looks to be that the thumbnail is broken though, which is not a good sign. Looks like it's showing Farming Simulator. Of course, it's not. Let me have a look. Got my computer set up in front of me. You can see we're on Real Flight Simulator today. Awesome game. So, have we got anyone in the chat? It does not look like we do. Not to worry. Thumbnail, there we go. We can change a thumbnail right here. Let's go with that one. Save those changes. And I'm hoping that that will actually save in a minute. Oh dear. May have accidentally broken YouTube. Not to worry, let me just reload that. There we go, changes saved. So let's head on to Discord. Yeah, still no one in the chat. That's fine. Let's get the word out here, shall we? Okay, so we are indeed live on YouTube. It has been a while since I've done this. So let's have a look. Let's get the chat open on my computer so I don't have to keep clicking on this like that just to see everything. Irish Airlines, welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing? Just getting things set up on my computer so I can see the chat and the release notes for Real Flight Simulator. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yes, so stream is working. Excellent. Okay, so today we're going to be exploring the new update for Real Flight Simulator. Came out yesterday, so I am slightly late on making a video on it. But we're going to be checking it out today, and let me just head back to the stream on my computer. Irish Airlines says I'll be in and out of the stream as I work away on assignments. I'm doing well, thanks. You? I am doing really well. Loving the new update. And the audio is perfect, that is good to hear. Right, so the first thing that I've got on the release notes is Concorde. Yes, indeed, Concorde has been added to the game. And it's got underneath, it just literally says, new aircraft Concorde. Are you ready for a Mach 2 experience? Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, Mach 2 is basically 2 times the speed of sound, so it's pretty damn fast. So let's get into multiplayer. We're going to be playing on multiplayer today, why not? I'm going to do it in the global server. You always get more people in that one, so it's always better to do. And here we have the Concorde. There are no skins at the moment. You've only got default or V.0.8.5. V.0.8.5 are, of course, the creators of the game. I'm hoping that at some point they're going to bring out British Airways skin. Anyway, let's confirm that. We're going to... yeah, this is what I tried to record last night. London to Moscow. It didn't actually work at all. I sort of may have crashed several times, and then maybe I may or may not have broken the recording by crashing so many times. So we're just going to do London Heathrow because it's always the biggest, busiest airport on the server. Not really sure why, but it just is. So we're going to load that up. And whilst it's loading up, I shall tell you the next two things on the release notes, and that is new seatbelts button and new no smoking button, and that is for in the aircraft, and I love that feature. But yeah, here we are in the game. Let me turn the HUD off. There is of course the Concorde. We're going to put the nose to 5 as you would do when taxiing, and that allows you to see. Just going to turn the sound down on my end a bit loud for me. We're going to put the ground power unit on. And then here you've got all the buttons. So put nav lights, beacon lights on, and then seat belts. No smoking. AC HUD, we'll put that on. Why not? I never knew I could turn that off. What else do we need to do? Right. Ooh, okay, let's go back to the chat on my computer. Irish Airlines says, I emailed Vortos requesting Aer Lingus old livery, and their response was, all liveries are fan-made, so hopefully someone adds in BA and Air France. Yep, I might actually try and work on a British Airways skin for this thing. I might even try work on a skin for my YouTube channel and see if they'll put it on virtual. I doubt they will, but you know, it's worth a try. Worth a try, why not? So what do we need to do? We need to get clearance on first. This will give us all the information for the flight. Although, I mean, we don't really have a flight plan, do we? It's just sort of take off and that's it. Now this plane, like I said, it gets up to Mach 2. I can confirm it does not. I haven't been able to get over 320 knots. And Mach 1 starts at 1,000 knots. So, you know, I mean, well, I think it starts at 1,000 knots, but I definitely haven't got up to 1 Mach. Let's Google this. Knots to Mach. There we go. Well, I should probably do it the other way around, actually, shouldn't I? Mach to knots. Okay, so 1 Mach is 666.7386661 knots. So, yeah, I definitely haven't even got up to Mach 1 yet. So, let alone Mach 2, which is what this plane's meant to do. Anyway, let's request pushback. And what you need to do with this plane is actually immediately request startup before even putting the ground power unit away, because this plane doesn't have an APU. So as soon as you put the boarding bridge away, you're not going to be able to control the lights. They're just all going to go off. So you've got to start the right two engines. Once they turn green, we will be able to put the bridge away. Then we'll start the pushback and turn the other two engines on. So they're green, we can turn those off now. Just let the bridge fold itself away. And I need to bring up the map so I know which way I need to turn this plane as we're going back. Okay, that'll be fine. Let's start the pushback, and whilst we're pushing back we shall start the other two engines. So I don't actually know which way I need to turn. I would say this way. Now I always turn using the tilt. You shouldn't do that, you should use the rudder. But I find it easier to actually tilt my phone. So yeah, I mean, I'm not doing it properly, but who cares? Who cares? That'd be awesome if they did add your skin. I tried creating a livery, but it confused me and wouldn't let me edit it. Oh. Yeah, I had to watch their tutorial several million times before even beginning to create one. I did manage to create one, but it was so terrible that I deleted it immediately. But yeah, I will get some liveries going, hopefully. I mean, Swiss001 has one. He's a YouTuber, so I don't know why they wouldn't add mine if I did it. At the end of the day, it's publicity for them. Right, we need to request a taxi now. Let's go in the cockpit. This is what confuses me. Look at all of this. Like, what is it all used for? I know that the thing directly behind me, you might not be able to see it too well. That's like a communications desk, I know that much. But anything else is a mystery to me. I think yesterday in the vid I made it to 600 knots with afterburners on and 100% thrust, lol. Yeah, I was doing a flight to Russia yesterday. The autopilot is glitched on this thing. Why aren't we moving? Is that gonna... Oh, there we go. So yeah, the autopilot is glitched. So if you put nav on, it will break at one point in the flight. I'm not entirely sure why it does that, but it does. Let's go to the good taxi position. We're going a bit faster. Yeah, I always find using the tail to taxi is a good idea. Have we just missed the turning? We literally have. That was a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Who decided to do this? Yeah, I mean, we might tear up some grass. Who cares? I mean, the airport will, but oh well. I mean, I'm doing this all wrong. This wasn't meant to go like this. I don't actually see anyone else using the Concorde. So I think we're like the only one on the server at the moment who's using it. Oh, let's turn that off. Okay, so for the takeoff, what we've got to do is, first of all, just try and get our speed up a little bit. Let's stop the plane here. Right, so we've got to bring the nose up, all the way up. So that will go up like that. In fact, actually, I think you take off like that. So it's just got the glass folded down so you can see easier. Aircraft systems, landing lights, strobe lights on. Ground systems we don't need to do. We can put that into ground, holding point. Because we are at the holding point, we are at the end of the runway. We can't go onto the runway at the current time. But we shall get prepared. And whilst we're doing that, I need to calibrate this, otherwise we're going to crash. So we'll calibrate that. Yesterday I was the only Concorde at Heathrow. Surprised me as it was the new update, but everybody was still in the Airbus and Boeings. Yeah, I tell you what, I think this game has a lot of potential, and I've got quite a few ideas, and I want to email Vortos and try and sell those ideas, not like for money, but just pitch them across to them. But I don't actually know their email, so that's not going to work at all. Never mind though. But yeah, I mean, this game has so much potential. But yeah, yesterday I was doing single player because I wanted it to be daytime, so everyone could see the footage that now I can't produce because it broke. I broke it. I completely broke it. But because I was in single player, because I was recording it at about 11 o'clock at night, so it would have been dark in multiplayer because of course it is all real time and that. Okay, let's full thrust this. Afterburners go on. And our V.0.8 speed is 223 knots. But yeah, I was on it yesterday, and everyone was saying the Concorde hasn't been added. It's not in the game, and then they just went, "Oh, I've had an update this entire time," and it's just like, yeah, you idiot. There we go. Okay, we're off the ground, so we should be able to turn those off. Can put the nav on. It'll probably break. Nose goes up now because we're off the ground. Now, something I don't like about this game is it falls quite quickly when you're turning, because the way you steer this in the air is the same way that you go up and down. So if you steer, you can't go up or down, which is, it's not too helpful, I have to say. Yeah, we should hopefully get up in a minute. So once we get to the end of what the air autopilot can do, we will try and get up to 1 Mach at least. I can already tell we're not going to be able to do it. I can just tell. But no, I'm going to be using this plane a lot in what am I going to be using it in? Videos. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to be using it a lot in videos because this will make life so much easier. Like, London to America in any other plane is like 8 hours. Blow if I'm sitting here playing this game for 8 hours just to record a video. This one can do it in 3. 3 hours. So yeah, this is going to be used a lot. Anyway, I can switch this over to the flight time now. We've been up for 1 minute. Not that impressive, is it? Yeah, I really do like this. So happy the Concorde's here. Next plane I want to see in this game is the Antonov 225. World's biggest plane. Absolute beast. Watched a video the other day of it taking off at Manchester Airport. Holy moly, it's massive. Absolutely huge. I mean, it completely dwarfs a Cessna or anything else. So I'd love to see that in the game. I think that would be just so much fun to try and fly. We should probably report leaving. You know what? We'll turn that off. Let's get up to Mach 1. Let's get the HUD up so I can see everything that I need to do. We're getting the alarms for overspeeding now. I don't care, I want to reach Mach 1. Going to do a little promotion time now. So if you enjoy watching Real Flight Simulator, don't just watch mine, but go and check out Irish Airlines. He does amazing videos on it. He's been doing it a lot longer than what I have. I'm still new to the game, so I don't really know everything. Like, I don't know what this ICE thing is. I don't understand it. So yeah, go check Irish Airlines out. I should have put a link in the description. I don't think I did though. No, I didn't, because I'm stupid. But he is in the stream chat, so just go click on his name, go to channel, and check him out. I just double checked for you in the menu, fly now, multiplayer, etc. Clock the settings in the bottom right. Go to account, and you'll see mail. That's how I send an email. Ah, okay, thank you. That's great help. That is a fantastic help. Let's try... Oh, let's barrel roll it. Barrel roll! Yes, this is a stunt plane now. We are almost at 1 Mach. Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot that this happens, the loading screen. Oh, yeah, that always freaks me out, this part, because it always lags immediately after loading. Oh, I don't like that. We are gaining altitude here. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Yesterday got up to 59,000 feet. That is insane. Oh no, we're losing speed. What's going wrong? Maybe we're going too much. Maybe we're gaining altitude too quickly. There we go. Our speed's going back up again. I don't think we need to go any higher than this. We'll set the altitude to that. All we've got to do now is steer. All I want to do is get this thing to Mach 1 at least. And then I will have a look for Mach 2 and see what it is. I'm hoping that we don't have any passengers on board because, I mean, they're going to suffer. Especially from that barrel roll. That was good though. Okay, we are going up. It's good. Speed is getting stuck at about 610-ish. I'm hoping we're going to get up to at least 1 Mach, because it does say, it literally says on the release notes, are you ready to experience Mach 2? Or are you ready for a Mach 2 experience? If this does not get up to Mach 2, I'm going to be very disappointed. This is such a loud plane, oh my word. It's because it's got afterburners and the let's see, fuel flow. Holy moly, about 52.7 kilograms per second. That is, oh my word, that is a lot of fuel. Thank you so much for the shout out. I really appreciate it, man. The more support we can all give each other, especially as it's rather a small community, the better. Yeah, it is a small community, this game, but I mean, it's about 500,000 people. Oh, no, it's not. What am I on about? Not 500,000 people. Actually, I don't know. Let's Google it. Google Play. Oh, I keep turning. You know what? This heading can stay as that. We just need to do speed. Yeah, we're not getting up to 2 Mach, are we? But yeah, no worries for the shout out. You deserve it, man. You do awesome videos. Anyway, Google. No, what am I doing? Real Flight Simulator. Yep, we're not going to get up to 1 Mach. That's disappointing, I have to say. Now, I have an Android phone, so I will be looking on Google Play for the community size. Of course, there is iOS as well. Over 100,000 installs. That is pretty darn good, I have to say. Now, another game that is similar to this, but I don't think is as good, is Infinite Flight Simulator. Now, I do have it, 99 pence. I don't have the pro version because it's about £10 a month for pretty much just extra aircraft and multiplayer. The graphics are worse than this, and there's just no detail in it really, so I prefer this. That's just my personal opinion though, and guys, we're over 1 Mach. What is going on? Why are we still going up? I think autopilot has glitched out on me, because I've got it set to 15,872, not 30,000 plus. Oh dear, okay. Never mind. Where even are we? Oh, okay. Right, well, let's have a look. What speed is Mach 2? 1,333.4 knots. Holy moly. Yep, we've got alarms for overspeed now. Why can't I turn this damn thing off? You know what? Let's do a water landing. Let's have a little mess around. Let's water land this thing. Nearing vertical. Jeez, we're over Mach 1 just from doing this. That's insane. Oh my goodness, lag. No, we need to keep the nose up, don't we? Let's turn the seatbelt signs off. Passengers won't mind. No, they will actually. Let's turn that on. A water landing at 700 plus knots, yeah. Oh god, we're coming in. Okay. We may have... That didn't work, did it? Oh well, that's... that's a failure. I'd love to see the A220 or more turboprop planes. I enjoy doing some regional short-haul flights, so these would be perfect. Yes, let's actually have a look at the A220. I'm not familiar with that one. A220, let's have a look. It's like a really, really small 320 basically. Oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think I would like one plane I would like. Damn, what's it called? Boeing Beluga. That's the one I want to see. I want to see cargo planes in this. That's what I want to see. We need to get some cargo planes here. Anyway, let's get back into multiplayer. Let's do an actual flight this time. So we'll still use the Concorde, of course. But this time we are going to fly to Paris. We should get there very quickly. Yeah, the Beluga, exactly. I mean, I think just any cargo planes, so the Beluga, the Airbus, what's the Airbus cargo plane? Airbus, let's Google it. Airbus, oh wow, there's an Airbus Beluga. What's the Airbus one? OMG, okay, that literally is a beluga whale. It just literally is. That's the worst thing I have ever seen. If only you could see this. Actually, that's... Wait a second, that's identical to the Boeing. I know why that is. Because it's not a Boeing Beluga, it's a Boeing Dreamlifter. So I've been looking at the exact same images. Yeah, okay, so the Dreamlifter is actually even uglier. Yeah. But yeah, we need to get some cargo planes in here, and maybe some missions. Get some missions going, that would be good. Right, let's see what the chat's got in store for us today, because that is another part of the release notes. So we've got a new chat abuse reporting system, but I'm not going to use that. New chat direct user addressing, yes. So, I don't have anyone to directly address, so I'm not going to do that either. New multiplayer aircraft info. So we can tap on a multiplayer aircraft in the in-flight map and identify the user info, communicate with them through the chat using the new direct addressing system. So let's click on someone's plane. Oh, it does actually work. Oh, that's pretty cool. Captain Jose Balagtas. Well, congratulations, whoever you are. You have appeared in a YouTube live stream. Anyway, I can see the YouTube chat going off and I'm missing it all. It was used to carry parts of the A380, I think, when it was being made from one production plant to another. That's pretty cool. Missions would be awesome if they added actual passengers, flight tickets, prices, flights, etc. Yeah, turn this into a proper simulator. And something I would love is, like I said, cargo planes. We need to get cargo planes. Because think of the missions for those. You could have little cutscenes of the doors all opening, the load being put in, closing up, and then that's where you take over. You start like that. I think that would be amazing. Having these little cutscenes, like even with passenger missions, you maybe get a cutscene from the entrance to the plane, just looking out, watching the passengers all walk in. I think that would just be really cool. I mean, it's probably not going to happen. I should probably email them about this, actually. All these ideas. Anyway, let's get this flight going. So nose down, beacons. Oh, we've got to put the GPU on, haven't we? Seatbelts, no smoking, on. That's not what I want. There we go, we get clearance going. Okay, so that's done. Let's request pushback. I can't be bothered to wait for them to say anything. And we'll request the startup as well. Right, let's get that on. And I need to bring up the map, actually. I need to be able to see which way I've got a taxi. There on, we'll turn that off. I think we can start pushback now. Let's get those other engines started up. Now, something else I would like to see in this game is the ability to create a livery that you can use without having to have it approved and uploaded by Vortos. Because currently that's all you can do. Once you create a livery and you upload it, it goes to them and then they decide whether it goes into the game or not. And I don't particularly like that. I think you should be able to use your own private livery that you don't want others to use. But I mean, hopefully they'll add that. I doubt they will, but I'd like to see that added. Right, we've got all that on. Let's request a taxi again. Why are we not moving? There we go. Okay, throttle set to 1%. Let's try use the rudder this time. I hate using the rudder so much. It's so awkward. But it is the professional way of doing things, and we like realism on this channel. We really don't. When have I ever been realistic? Let's be honest here, guys. Looks like there is a 747 taking off. You can tell because of the shape on the little map. Or it might not be, actually. I might be wrong. That might be the Bay Systems one, actually. I don't know, it had 4 engines, so it could be a 747. Mind you, it could be any of the other planes that have 4 engines. What I'm trying to say is I have absolutely no idea what I'm on about. That's basically what I mean. Now I wonder how long this flight is actually due to take us, because we are in a supersonic plane. We have got above 1 Mach. We can't get up to 2 Mach though, which, you know, it's not that good. Especially as it says that you can experience that. Okay, it doesn't look like the flight's going to take us too long. Now, something else I would love to see in this game is more HD airports, because currently there are only something like 15 of them. So there's 15 airports where you can do all the taxiing, and there's actual buildings there, and it all looks really pretty, and then the others are just runway. And that's basically it. So I would like to see more HD airports, but I actually think that more planes being added and newer features might be better option, because we do have global, we have all of the airports. It's just because they're not HD, it doesn't mean they're not usable in that. They're just not as nice. But no, I'd like to see Learjet, so more private planes basically. Have like missions where you have to fly, I don't know actually, just fly famous people to their destinations, I don't know. Something like that. And Air Force One. We need to get Air Force One. Big old Boeing 747 for the President of the United States. Get that in there. Maybe a mission where you have to fly that. Because there are so many possibilities for a game like this. But the issue is there's too many for them all to be added. Otherwise this will be a really big game that you'll need a very powerful device for. Luckily, I can actually use this on my computer, and you're probably wondering how. Well, it's known as an emulator. And what that means is you download it, you sign into Google, and you can get all the mobile games on your computer. So I could always do that. I'd rather not, but if I have to, I will. Let's just back off of there and contact the tower immediately. I would like immediate departure. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's get this plane off the ground. Let's go in here this time. So we've got to get it up to 200 and something or other knots. Actually, let's do this view, it's probably easier. There we are off the ground. We are flying. To establish flight we have now, so we'll put that on nav. We can turn the reheat off. don't need those on. Landing gear can go up. And something that I find funny with the Concorde is the fact that it has to have one right on the tail of the plane, because it has to land at such an awkward angle that it has to have that as a precaution, and that's just hilarious. It just truly is. We're going to end up getting an alarm in a minute, aren't we, saying too low terrain or something. Yeah, why are we sinking so low? That's... yeah, there we go. I'm gonna just hope that autopilot actually does something about this. Oh, there we go. Whew, we came quite close there. Right, so once we get the too low terrain, too low flaps alarm is so annoying, but I agree it's the most awkward plane in the world to land. Yeah, because you have to land it at near enough vertical because of the fact that you have to land it with the nose fully down. And also the landing gear at the front are abnormally long. They're actually longer than the ones at the back, so you have to go at such an awkward angle that it's just horrible. And I wish this alarm would shut the hell up. It's so annoying. But yeah, another problem, and the reason it'll keep saying this is because the way you turn is the same way that you go up and down. On other planes, you of course have the wings and then the tail wings. Tail wings you use to go up and down, normal wings are for steering. On this, there's only one set of wings, so there's only one way of going up and down and steering, and that happens to be the same way, which is of course not that good. Let's get the afterburners on. Or not, maybe. Now I wonder, what speed are we due to get up to? 1083 knots. That's never going to happen. Flight that I did to Russia yesterday in this plane, that's what the speed was meant to be at. Didn't get it past 300. So that's never going to happen. Oh, we should turn the landing lights off. That's probably advisable. I'm hoping that we're going to get above 3,000 feet soon. Any moment now. There we go, let's contact air traffic control. Okay, so let's contact radar. This plane is so long that you have to zoom the camera out just to get a good look at it. Oh, this is awesome. I love this update. Because the Concorde is such an iconic plane. I mean, it's practically changed history. I mean, it's changed the way that flying works, because it's proved that you can have a supersonic airliner. It's also proved that having a supersonic airliner is not a good idea. And I'm probably going to make a video on that, because that's an entirely different subject. One of my subscribers mentioned it's meant to come back in 2023. Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to Google it, because I highly doubt that, because it's just... one of the main problem with it is it's so expensive to get in the air, and it's so environmentally bad that it's not worth any airline having it. So let's type in Concorde. Oh, Concorde 2. What on earth is this? Okay, it's a music venue in Brighton. Maybe we don't want that. Concorde, come back. Maybe not. Okay, will the Concorde return? Let's see if that works. Will Concorde return 2019? The supersonic Concorde is set to return in 2019. Once the pinnacle of commercial air travel, Concorde jets have not flown for 14 years. Now, a privately funded organisation will put one back in service. Huh. Well, that's pretty interesting. I'm sure it won't take long for Tesla to make a few planes. Yep, they'll probably. I mean, they put a car into space, didn't they? So it won't take them long at all. Yeah, so we should be at the next waypoint. So we should be going up to 24,000 feet soon. Let's have a look at the release notes again. Let's see what else I can say. New multiplayer aircraft info. I already read that out. New alarms sound volume. It is now possible to set the volume for all aircraft alarms. Set to off if you don't want to hear annoying alarms. I might do that. I have to say, I might do that. And also bug fixes, and that's just something that they've done in every single update they've ever had. And they need to do another bug fix because, of course, the nav on this plane is completely broken in every possible way. Privatization of a single commercial airline. Can you imagine the price of a ticket? Yeah, that's going to be expensive. Even the developers are aware of how annoying the alarms can be, lol. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the alarms are annoying, but they are very necessary, I have to say. They are necessary. But primarily annoying. Oh, I've just thought of something else I would love to see in this game, and that's McDonnell Douglas planes. I love the McDonnell Douglas planes. I think they just look really beautiful and amazing. We specifically need, what's it called? The McDonnell Douglas MD. Is it the MD-80? It is the MD-80. I think we need the MD-80. The MD-11F, I think. It might be the F. Yeah, the F, which is the cargo plane. There are so many things that I would love to see in this game that writing an email to the developers wouldn't cut it. It just wouldn't. It would only scratch the surface, really. But I might do it anyway. Why not? Start like a petition. We'll go to like a community of people who play this, and we'll just like pitch the idea and say, do you want to sign this so we can try get it in? Never gonna work, is it? So the only viable option is you become CEO of Vortos and get the ball rolling. Yeah, I'd have to live in Verona for that, because that's where they're based. And I tell you what, I bought this game about a day after coming back off holiday, flying from, guess where? Verona. Yeah, flying back from Verona airport, found this game. I mean, I saw it before and bought it pretty much when it first came out, and I immediately got a refund because it wasn't worth it at the time. But so much has changed on it that I had to get it and try it out again. And then I thought, this is really good. Let's try out 1 month of the Pro. I haven't done a month. I haven't got through a month yet, but it's so worth it. It is so worth it. I mean, on my Discord server, link of which is in the description, of course, OSK, who is one of my moderators, actually said, "Is that X-Plane?" He was actually tricked into thinking it's X-Plane. That shows how good this game really is, because X-Plane is one of the best PC flight simulators out there. So yeah, I mean, this game is damn good, but I've completely lost what this conversation was about now. I think it was about me becoming CEO of Vortos. I mean, I might become a designer, but I don't speak Italian, which doesn't really help when they're an Italian company. But, I mean, I could email it. I could email them, I will write them an essay, I will force them to read it, I will continue sending the email until they give me what I want. I'm going to go full-on petition with this. So anyone who wants to back me up with this, I will send you a copy of the email I send if you just spam it to them. I'm sure they won't mind. Well, my attitude is, I got Infinite Flight about 4 years ago, I think. It wasn't great at the time, but what they've done to the game is amazing since, so Vortos can only make this sim better and better. Yeah, they can, and I tell you what, Infinite Flight, it's a really good game. It's detailed, you know, the flight models, so the aircraft, I think they look better, they sound more realistic as well. But Real Flight Simulator is just so much better. And the reason for that is because graphics. Like, you look at this, you think, is that a PC game? You look at Infinite Flight and you just think, yeah. You know, it's just, yeah. Because the graphics are so much better on this that you, like, I managed to trick OSK into thinking this was a PC game. I mean, just from the screenshots that I took, he thought this was a PC game. That is how good this game is. Infinite Flight, I can guarantee, if I showed him a picture of Infinite Flight, he would not think it was a PC game. And that's because of the graphics and also the map quality. You look down on this, it's nice. It's nice scenery. Infinite Flight is like wearing a rainbow. It doesn't work. It's just not nice to look at. It's ugly, if that makes sense. Although it's the aircraft are more realistic, there's a lot more of them as well. There's probably double, maybe even triple the amount of aircraft in it. It's more expensive. It's not as good. It's not as good despite being better, if that makes sense. So, Real Flight Simulator has won me over completely. I am still considering getting the Infinite Flight subscription, but I need to actually learn how to fly the planes in it, because it's just a lot more complicated in it. Irish Airlines says, graphics and subscription price wins me over on RFS. Yep, definitely. RFS, something like £3.49. per month. Infinite Flight, £9.99 per month. And Infinite Flight, although having more aircraft, better quality aircraft, better sounds, graphics are atrocious. It's ugly game. It's difficult to fly in it as well. I honestly think the Concorde is easier to fly than flying any other plane in Infinite Flight. I have been trying for months on end. Or, well, not really months on end. I mean, not really even a month yet, but weeks and weeks and hours and hours and hours of my life trying to learn how to fly in Infinite Flight. And I cannot do it. I cannot do it at all. Ooh, we're meant to be going 779 knots. We best put the afterburners on here. Damn, they look good. This could be a rocket. I think this could get into space. I honestly think that we could take this to space. Yeah, we could fly to Mars in this thing. Look at those afterburners go. Yeah, this flight is not going to take us too long, and I'm interested to see my landing. I haven't been able to land this plane yet. I tried and tried and tried. I spent from about 11:30 at night until 12 o'clock at night retrying the landing, and I crashed every single time. I didn't even make it to the runway. I didn't even make it to the runway, that is right. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not that good at flying in this. Now, I know you can't see it, but what I've got in front of me at the moment is a little model of a Concorde, and it's the London 2012 Olympic Games version, so it's pink. I know. Yeah. It does have some, like, cyan on it. It's quite a nice little model, though. I don't know how I managed to get it. I've had it for years. It is a Corgi model, so it's good quality. But yeah, you know, flying the Concorde model in front of me. Pretty good. Oh, the smoke coming out of that. That looks terrible. Where's the airport? Oh, it's all the way over there. And it looks like I've got 3 people watching. That is awesome. We've gone up. It was 2 originally. Now we've got 3. Our audience is growing. Let's go into the cockpit. I quite like doing the cockpit views. I think they're quite nice. Quite nice to have. Something I would love to see is a cabin camera. So actually being able to see all the seats and maybe passengers on board the plane. I think that would be really cool. I've actually been on the Concorde. Not when it's been flying. It was in a museum, and it was only like a section of a Concorde. Like, crikey, that is a lot of afterburner smoke right there. Oh my word! It was only about half the plane, the front half of the plane. So from the middle wing door all the way to the spike at the front. That's all there was of it in the museum, but I've been on it and it's actually quite small. It's a very long plane, but in terms of width and thickness, it's not too big. It's more like a A320, I'd say, thickness-wise, if I remember that correctly. I'm not even sure now. I've got to Google this. I might be making it up, but I have been on one. Let's see, Concorde interior. Yeah, I was right. It is incredibly thin. Very long, intensely thin though. It's actually thinner than an A320. It's got 2 seats on each side, and like all planes, a narrow walkway. So it's not a very thick plane at all, but it is extremely long. They have one on display at Heathrow, if I'm not mistaken. Do they? That is awesome. I've never actually been to Heathrow Airport. Whenever I've flown, it's always been Gatwick. Always ever been London Gatwick. But the one I saw was Duxford Air Museum, and it's got loads. It's a huge site, loads and loads of planes. And oh, okay, I'm definitely mistaken, because if I actually have a look at this Concorde, okay, it was actually the whole Concorde that they had. I thought it was only the front half, but it's actually the whole thing that they've got in there, and it's quite an amazing plane to see, I have to say, because it's just so abnormal, if that makes sense. It's not your average plane, of course, but it is extremely thin. It's not thick at all. But it is a nice plane. Very nice plane. The seats, I have to say, they look so comfortable. I think in ways it's a shame that it's not in use anymore. But I also feel glad that it's not in use, because they were so loud, as you can hear from the game. And they were so awkward to fly, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't worth airlines having it, because they're just too expensive to run because of all the fuel that you need. I mean, the max flying time of this thing is something like 4.5 hours. Like, you look at an Airbus A380 or a Boeing 747, you're nearing 12 hours flight time. So it's not that good a plane, despite being quite a good plane, if that makes sense. Tell you what though, I am really glad that it is in the game now. I can't really hear the game, but it's actually better, because with the game sounds, your audio would be hard to hear. Yeah, oop. Gotta turn that off. What's the alarm for? Low speed. Oh. That is quite low speed. What's going on here? We're nearing the stall speed. That's not good. What is happening to the plane? We're going vertical. What the hell? This is what I mean with the autopilot. It's bugged. It's intensely bugged. What on earth? I can't even control this. What on earth? We gotta turn these on. We're near install speed right here. We are losing altitude. What on earth is going on? Yeah, this is what I mean with the bug on the air autopilot, because we are losing altitude quite fast. This is horrible to fly, and I've just got Irish Airlines laughing right now. It's always good. I aim to entertain. So yeah. I'm hoping we're actually going to be able to pick some altitude up. Best angle this upwards a bit more, about 15, that'll do. Oh, that's a laggy view, right? Ah. Oh no. Oh no, I hate it when it does this. Jeez. Let's see if the nav will work now. Priya Darshini, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Let's hope the autopilot's gonna work this time. I'm gonna leave the HUD up this time so I can monitor what's going on, because that well and truly bugged out just now. Let's see, how far away from Paris are we? We're not too far. What's that, like 3 minutes, or, okay, 9, 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 13, 16, 18 minutes away. Roughly, we'll say 20, it'll always take longer. 20 minutes away, that's not too bad. Best put the afterburners on again so we can pick up our speed, hopefully. Because we're getting a bit low again. Oh no, we're turning. Oh, this plane turning is scary, I have to say. I mean, just flying this thing is scary. I mean, look at it. It's just a flying dart, isn't it? That's all it is. Ah. I've just remembered something. You guys can't actually hear the game sound, can you? Because I'm using Omelette Arcade to stream. And Omelette Arcade won't allow game audio on an Android phone. It will on iOS, but not on Android, and I have Android, so that'll be why you can't hear the game sound. That's quite annoying, I have to say. This is such a nice plane, but it's so horrible to fly. I might need to take over from this then. Okay, let's bring the HUD up. WP HUD. Let's bring everything up. Let's get into this view. Because in a minute when we start turning, I will need to take over because the autopilot will die. So yeah, you always need to keep an eye on the autopilot with this plane. Other planes, just let it do its thing. This one, keep an eye, because it's not going to work. It's bugged. They need to fix it. They won't, but they need to fix it. Did I do the approach thing? I don't think I did. Right, here we go. Oh, this is pretty good flying for me. Turn the afterburners off, try save fuel. Okay, we should be able to put the nav on now. Because we have mostly turned the right direction. Okay, so at Mike Oscar Papa Alpha Romeo, we have to report full establish. So that's going to be all the way over here. So that's the full establish point. And landing request will be here. Okay, we can turn that off, turn that off. Descending from about 20,000 feet down to 11,000. Speed 212, we're doing over, of course. Yeah, this will be good. So we're nearly at Paris, or Paris. Vig Plays, welcome to the stream, buddy. How you doing? Just making our descent into Paris using the Concorde. Shouldn't be long now, about 10-15 minutes, and we will be there. Let's show you this very technical part of the plane. This is the brain right here. It's extremely confusing. I've never seen so many controls on a plane before. I have no idea what half of it does. But yeah, I mean, what this yoke, this is like a okay, what's happening with the camera? But yeah, the yoke on this thing is like basically a bicycle's handles that's been attached to it. I mean, it's slightly abnormal, but I quite like it. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. I think it looks pretty cool. Right, we're coming to about 13,000 feet now, so another 2,000 feet descent to go. You're good? Awesome. Glad to hear it. Oh, where are we? There we are. Oh, we are on multiplayer. I wonder if there's anyone actually at Paris right now. No, there's not. I am really good, thanks, Vig. Really good. Enjoying my time on this amazing mobile game that managed to trick OSK into thinking it was on the PC. I have to say, I wish you still did a bit of mobile gaming, because we could both get on this, do a multiplayer video together. And looks like we've gone below 11,000. We'll get that back up, though. It is the Concorde, it is supersonic. I'm getting nervous about this landing, because I've tried to land this thing at least 20 times last night, and each time I crashed about 20 meters before the runway. Didn't crash on the runway, it was before. So it's even worse. And I'm also hoping that we don't get landing gear failure, because that is a big part of this plane, the failures. You can adjust them in the settings. I've got them all on low because it's quite rare for a plane to have any form of failure. But it is possible. I have had to land it on this game. I wasn't recording at the time, but I had a landing gear failure, so I had to land with only the rear landing gear. So it was quite rough. But it was good fun. Good fun. I'm just hoping that this doesn't happen in the Concorde, because if I go across to the VR, which is the landing speed, 154 knots. That is quite fast for a plane. Normally it's about 120. How the heck did you crash at that height? Oh no, not at this height. On landing. When I was landing. So I was coming in for the landing, and I was coming in nice and smooth. It was going really well until the engines stalled and the plane plummeted. And yeah. Getting a roleplay video out today? Awesome. Okay. Ooh. Bit of lag there. Okay, so we're nearly at Mike Oscar Papa Alpha Romeo, which is where we will declare full established runway and begin our preparations for the landing. Now Vig, since I hope you're still in chat, have you ever seen a Concorde in real life? In fact, anyone else who is in the chat, have you ever seen a Concorde in real life? I have, and they're damn nice planes. Not thick, but not very thick, but they're damn nice. When am I up for a Farm Sim 19 stream? It'll probably be next week, possibly. I think, yeah, should be next week. Actually, I'm not too sure. No, it should be next week. You haven't seen one in real life? It's quite an amazing thing to see. I only saw it in a museum, but I mean, it was very long. But it's very thin as well. It's quite a weird thing, because it's bigger than your standard Airbus A320, which is, because you've got the Airbus A320 and the Boeing 737. They're probably the most used planes in the world, because they're just perfect for a lot of flights. But this is It's like thinner than that, so there's only 2 seats on each side compared to 3 on each side. But it's extremely long, so it's quite an unusual thing to see. But no, it's pretty cool. Now, am I going to have to take over from the autopilot to get around that corner? I'm going to say most likely, because autopilot on this is bugged. I keep saying it, but the Concorde's autopilot is bugged out. I'm hoping that there's going to be a patch for it soon from the developers of this game, but I doubt there will be. Quite a lot of cloud below us. So it's obviously cloudy over Paris at the moment, because this is of course real weather, real time, so yeah, that sun is about in the right position, I would imagine, for 25 to 11 in the morning. Oh dear. Right, well, whilst the autopilot's attempting to turn, I'm gonna full establish the runway. Huh. Well, would you look at that? The Concorde's actually managed to, or the autopilot's managed to turn the plane. That is pretty impressive, I have to say. Right, we can come off of that now. We'll go on to the De Gaulle Tower. We will request landing at... Where will we request it? We'll request it there, because that is in line with the runway. So we can turn that off. Autopilot looks to be still functional. Very shocking, I know. So I can just put that down and watch the chat. There's no new messages. Okay, I'll just sit back and relax then, that's fine. Nice relaxing stream. Okay. Okay, we are descending to 4,000 feet. And, oh look, I said something in the chat. A little bit of self-promotion right there. Why not? Okay, so we are about 3 minutes away from requesting the landing, which is pretty good. Ah. So it looks like there are people at Paris then. Let's have a look. Oh, there they are. They're in an Airbus A320. Yeah, A320, damn good plane. Lots of different airlines use it. Same with the Boeing 737. Really good plane to use. Haven't actually used it in this though, which is quite disappointing actually, isn't it? Okay, so we are nearing that. Ah, this is where the nerves kick in, because I do not want to crash this plane, and I will continue live streaming until I land it. Because this is serious business right here. So when this plane starts to turn, we will do our thing. Now, I've just put the window on the nose down. You can see right there. It's just been folded in. Now, when we do come into land, we will have to fully extend the nose of this plane. But for now, we can just leave it like that. Now, I need to check. What's our load? Ooh, okay, we're a bit heavy. That's fine. Should still be able to land. I think the maximum landing weight is about 111. Yeah, 111,000 kilos is the max landing weight. We're like 120 odd. No, that'll be fine. Right, let's request the landing. Ooh, I want to watch those come out. Let's get everything extended. Let's head on for the approach. Autopilot's going to sort that out. I hope. I hope it does. Landing lights we need on. Yeah, we are pretty good. So I'm going to leave autopilot on for as long as I possibly can. I do not like landing this plane. I really do not like landing it. It's horrible to land. Ah, I wonder, what's more do? Maybe not. I can't really see in that view. What runway is it? 0.9 right. Okay. Bottom view of the plane. Can't turn the camera though, which is annoying. Good details on the landing gear, I have to say. Very nice. So we've got to remain above 152 knots to be able to successfully butterize this plane, and what that basically means is landing as smoothly as possible. And I'm going to calibrate so that I can land correctly, because I will take over from this autopilot when we get close enough, when we get to somewhere along here, when I can see the runway, like better than what I can. Actually, I could probably take over now, couldn't I? Let's go into this view though. Ooh, going a bit too far that way. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. I don't like this. So there's a little dot or a little circle just on the HUD that you can see at the bottom. That is basically where it estimates we're going to touch down. A little bit off the runway. slow down a bit. Oh, I love that sound. You can't hear it, but it's going out with the altitude announcement, so it's just announced 2000. Whew, this is getting nervous. Getting nervous. Take that down to about 35% on the throttle. 1500 has just been announced. $1,000. It's going with air ground altitude ground level, not altitude sea level. Oh god, we're a bit high. Okay, full reverse thrust on, brakes on. We have successfully landed a plane. Oh my word. Right, let's follow that at 1%. Okay, put the nose up to 5 for taxi. Whew, oh my goodness, I actually landed the plane. It was a bit rough. But we did it. Landing lights can go off now. Don't need that on, don't need that on. Oh my word, people, we landed a plane. We landed the Concorde. It's my first ever successful landing in a Concorde. I'm pretty pleased with myself right there. That's pretty good. We have vacated the runway. Now we do need to stop just up here to get permission for taxi. In fact, we could do it whilst we're still moving. Yeah, we'll keep moving whilst we're doing it. We've authorised, it's fine. Ooh, okay, we've gone a bit off the taxi lines right there. Now this is quite a long taxi route that we've got going here. We've got to go all the way round. We're going a bit fast. Taxi speed is between 20 and 30 knots, so if we can keep it between there, we'll be good. If I can keep this straight, then we'll be even better. Crikey, we have got to go the long way round. Ooh, we're quite a way off that taxi line there. Let's go tail view. It'll be easier to taxi with. I missed the landing. I'll have to rewind. Yeah, I actually landed it successfully for once. That's my first successful landing in a Concorde. And I did it first time as well. So I'm sorry you missed that, Irish Airlines. Yeah, if you rewind and watch it, it was a bit bumpy. It was quite a hard landing. It wasn't the best, really. It was one of my more disappointing landings. I think I was losing altitude a bit too quickly. Just trying to taxi to the gate at the moment. But of course this is Paris Airport, so it's a very long taxi route. That was a fairly buttery landing, lol. Yeah, I think it was a bit bumpy. It wasn't, I didn't butterize it very well, did I? Geez, we're taxiing a bit too fast right there. Almost 40 knots. Taxi speed's only meant to be 20 to 30. Oh, who put the gate so far away? Really enjoyed the stream. I have to head and do some assignments, but definitely stream again. Oh, so thanks for sticking by, Irish Airlines. It's appreciated. Glad you had a good time in the stream. And good luck with the assignments. We're almost at the gate. So nearly there. And yet it feels so far away. Now I wonder how straight I can actually park this plane. Because normally I don't do too good a job. So it'll be interesting to see how I do this time round. Nearly there. Looks we're right on the end, actually. Quite a tight turn looks like we're going to have to do. Is it this one? It is this one. Excellent. we're a bit off. We did it. We did it, people. We did it. Let's request switch off. We're not lined up very well on that. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. Let's get that out. Seatbelt signs can go off. No smoking, we leave on, of course. There we go. There we go. We landed it. We did it successfully. Got our flight report. What was our takeoff angle? Like 10.6. That's perfect, actually. Because you're meant to do between 10 and 15 degrees takeoff angle. So we did pretty good. What was our landing speed? 16 knots? What? I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, we did pretty good. So, I'm going to end the stream here. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the new update for Real Flight Simulator. I enjoyed showing it to you all. So yeah, I will see you all in the next one.